Hey everybody, let me talk in this video about Popup Activity. In Android, when you develop apps, you may need to use or to have a Popup Activity. Popup Activity means some activity is popping, then you do some operation, then you click it, then it's gone. So when we use it, for example, for login, you do some pop activity for login for something, or selecting time, or selecting data, or whatever. Let me, in this video, try to do selecting date or selecting time pop-up activity. So to get started, first you have to go to the layout, to create a new layout for pop-up. So if I will name it pop date, okay, date time, or pop time, for example. This is normal layout. See, it just layout have a vertical content. I will try to add in this layout one time picker, for example, just something for picking time from user device. Then also I will add a button for selection. So when he select the button, then he click done, then this activity is gone. So this activity will pop up. Then when I select it, as I told you, it's gone. To get started with or to design layout for pop-up, I need to do fragment. So how I could do fragment? Let me first create a class. I will name it pop, same name to be in the same naming convention. I will name it pop time. Okay, then this one I make it extend a class, name it dialog fragment. So what mean dialog fragment? Whenever you need something popping in front of another one, or pop up of another one, you need to use dialog fragment. Dialog fragment like handle this layout to display in front other page. If I go to the Google development about fragment, you would see a lot of things. He speak how to use fragment and how to deal with. If you see here, this is only creative view. This is most interesting part in fragment. So let me select it and go back here in my code. Then I implement this method. This method, as you see, is overwritten. That means this method already available in dialog fragment. So let me just make a view, everything, try to add the missing part. So this one also, group and bundle also I added. So just making sure I'm in naming convention, same, everything same. Now, okay, this is my pop-up layout. So I want when someone call this fragment pop time, I will supply this layout. Do you remember the video for using inflator? Same thing here. Here I have the inflator, so I want to add it in the view. So it's really easy. Just say okay. Let me here define a view. I will say okay, I have a view, and this name it view as name. Then I want to access to this view. I would say this view. I have an inflator now here. I will say okay, inflator dot inflate. Inflate for what? Inflate for what? For the layout that I want to inflate it. I will say r dot layout. Then the layout name is pop activity view, or pop time. Not pop activity. It's pop time. This is my activity. Then the other parameters that we use it for the layout, you could say like false. You don't say any other thing, or you could say null. Whatever way you want to use it. But also you see he provide as a container or a view group, so you have to pass a view group also as a parameter for a view. So now this view could access to this layout pop time. Now okay, you know, because this method return a view, so I have in the end I have say okay, return a view. This is the method how it works. Now okay, I want to access to something in this view. What I want to access to? Let me say I want to access this tool. What's the name of this tool? This tool is TimePicker. Okay, let me say okay, I will go here in pop activity. I will define TimePicker in this way. Then I will name it TP. Then I want to access to TimePicker here. I will say TimePicker. I cannot say find view by ID because there's no view here. I have to say view this as element, then I look for find the view by ID inside it. So find the view by ID, I'm looking for a view by ID, r.id. What's the ID of the view? If you go here in the pop time, you'll see this is the ID, TimePicker. So you could name it TP1, okay, for example. So when you access to it, you see, look for TP1 in this one. So you know, I need to do TimePicker as casting. So here you go. This is TimePicker. Also, I will do some operation for the button. I have button, so let me say I say button, I say bu done, the name of the button. So when I want to access it, let me naming convention, bu done equal, I'm doing casting for button, then which button, find the view by ID. I'm looking for view dot find the view by ID, r dot ID dot the ID of the button. If you go here, you would see the button have button name. Let me name it bu name, just give it the ID, specific ID. So here you go. Now I have access to everything and everything is good. Now I want, when someone click on the button, I want to do some operation. So I have button here. So because button here prepared in the code, it's better to do implement for the event. If I say, okay, implement view, then not view, views dot set on a click listener or on a click listener, that is mean I will have method will be firing whenever anyone click on button. So if I see they say there's a problem, you need to implement. If you say I did implement, so I need to implement something, it is available here. So if I see there is an error, I have it here. If I click on it, okay, implement this method for me. Say you have to implement on a click. Okay, here you go. So this method will be called whenever I want to my button, when someone click on the button. So first I have in the button, I have to say, okay, this is set on a click listener, is it true? Why I give set set this click listener is this? That's mean, okay, I have this button and this class already have on a click a variable on it. So when I say this button have this class as a click listener, that is mean this button will listen to this event. So anyone click on this button, I will go to this event. So here you go, I have this event, so you could do whatever you want to do. This first thing I do dismiss to this. So when someone done, I will do dismiss to the activity. Let me display string for time. String for time. Let me time on equal, make it for tp dot get. For example, get hour. Let me just play hours. Then I will say I will do this thing. Then tp dot get minute. Okay, TimePicker dot get minute. Get minutes. Yes, there you go. I just taking two things from the time. If you see, he say there's a problem because the minimum queue called API 23 curate is 14. Because here this one working on 23 as minimum API. So make sure here when I'm using minimum SDK, I have to use 23. So this is how it's working. This is how this tool working. So if you want to use this tool, you have to use as minimum 23 because this is the work of this tool. If I go back, I'm waiting for some time, everything will be good and you will not have any problem. Now, yes, here is good and we don't have any problem. Now I want when someone click this button, I have the date. I want to pass this date to my windows. Which windows I have it? I want to pass it to my activity here, main activity. So let me suppose here I'm getting the time using some method named set data. So I would say public. I define public method. Okay, public method. I name public void set date. It will get string time. It will get set time, not set date, for example. Okay, this is just normal method. I want to call this method from this popup activity. That's great. Just I say, okay, main activity. I would say main, MA, equal main activity. Then I open the bracket get activity. Why get activity? Why we did not get instance from main activity? Because we already have main activity fired up. And when we have already main activity, and the main activity already have layout, and we will have a button next. When you click it, we have something pop up. So already we have main activity. We don't have to create it. We just call it. So when I have called it, now I just call the method inside. What I have, it have some method name is set. Let me look for set date, set time. Just making sure what's the method name. If I go here, say okay, set time. It is everything capital. So set time I will call set time. This method. Then I pass the time on for that method. That's great. Now I have the fragment, and I have when someone click on it, I pass this data. I just want to show you how you could get fragment, then how you could pass data to main activity. Now I'm done. Here we go. Now I want when someone click on this button to show, I will show the pop-up activity. I will say show, then I would add bu show as an event for this button. Then I make sure to create this event for that event. So that's great. This is the event. I want to show this fragment. Let's name it pop time. First of all, I need to do Fragment Manager. So I will to create an instance of Fragment Manager. Make sure it's app Fragment Manager. I will name it if Fragment Manager or call a new instance of a Fragment Manager or get Fragment Manager, or I say get Fragment Manager. Yes. Then I will do a new instance in pop time class. I have now pop time. I will say pop time or call a new pop time class, new instance from pop time class. Then I will say okay, pop time, let me show this class that I name it PHP, not PHP, which should be pop time in this way for naming convention. Okay, pop time, I will say pop time dot show. I will show the fragment. When this in this fragment manager I want to show it, then show a fragment. This is the message. Yes, here we go. Now when I click the button, he will create an instance fragment manager, you get an instance from this fragment, then he will show it up. Now when someone done and I click this one, the data will send it back to my activities. I will see it here. I could display it in any place. I could send the button, I could display it in to ask dot make text to get application content, then I will display the time that's selected, then to ask, then long, whatever way you want it, then dot show. Yes, here we go. Let me run and see what's going on. Here you go, everything is done. Now if I click on this one, I will see the time. I could select any time I wanted. If you see the time is pop up, I still having my activity. When I select done, the time is displaying. Here we're done, and thank you for watching.